Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Miss Susan Febriantana, Sarjana Pendidikan Magister Pendidikan. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Fatma Suci Ramadhani. I am here as the moderator for Group 5. I will be working with my friends Aisyah Ainaya and Monica Jane, and we would like to present a group assignment entitled Introducing to Principle of Management. Just go ahead, for the first material will be read by myself. For Monica James, next slide. Okay. At the first time, background. Modern management principles, including planning, organizing, implementing, and controlling, have been adopted and used in the implementation of education in madrasas. This approach These aspects unify process and procedure that must be followed in the business achieve education goals. So it should not be ruled out one of them on prioritizing the other, all of which must, must be obtained attention in accordance with the capacity and proportion. Next. The manager's challenge. The main challenge for a manager is to solve problems creatively, and you must view management as the art of getting things done through the efforts of other people. Mary Parker Follett, Prophet of Management, Boston Harvard Business School Press, 2019 2095. Some management principles are the tools you use to manage. That is, get things done through other people individually, in groups, or in organization. Formally defined management principles use activities that plan, organize, and control the operation of the basic elements of people. Materials, mission, methods, money and market, profit, direction, and coordination, and profit leadership, the human endeavors to achieve goals the company you are looking for. Next. Definition of manager. The top manager is responsible for developing the organization strategy and is the supervisor its vision and mission. Supervisor or team manager are responsible for coordinating subgroups of a specific function or a team consisting of members from different parts of the organization. The nature of managerial work, namely the manager is responsible for the process of completing activities efficiently with and through others, as well as setting and achieving company goals through the implementation of four basic management functions: planning, organizing, leadership, and controlling. Next. Leadership, entrepreneurship, and strategy. Uh, First, leadership. Great leaders help build the organization. Human capital then motivates individuals to take action together. Leadership also includes understanding when, where, and how to use more formal source of authority and power, such a position or ownership, because at work it requires a leader who is honest and can find a way out together. Although this view of the importance of leadership is not new, See the manager versus leader viewpoint. 2. Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is defined as the rec- recognition of opportunity, needs, wants, problems, and challenges, and the use or creation of research to implement innovative ideas for new, carefully planned ventures. Maybe, maybe this is obvious that entrepreneurs are people who are involved in the entrepreneurial process. We describe entrepreneurship as a process because it often involves more than just coming up with a good idea. One must also turn those ideas in action. Next, case strategy. When an organization has long-term goals, articulate in clear goals and objectives, and these goals and objectives can be rolled into a coherent plan of action. Then we would say that the organization has a strategy, it has a good strategy, or is even great when it also makes use of unique resource and capabilities to exploit large and growing external opportunities. Strategy then is a central, integrate, externally oriented of concept of how the organization will achieve its goals. Strategy, strategy management is important to all organizations because when properly formulate and communicate strategy provided leaders and employees with a clear set of guide- guide- guidelines for their day-to-day actions. Next, or
Synchronization of
synchronization. Oh, not. Next, it will be read by Monica J.
synchronization of leadership, entrepreneurship, and strategy. Entrepreneur- Entrepreneurial firm and self-employment in general are fanatical about identifying opportunities and solving problems for any organization. Entrepreneurship answer the big question of what organizational goals are. Lastly, strategic management aims to ensure that the right choices are made, in particular that good strategies are in place to take advantage of these great opportunities. One way to see how leadership, entrepreneurship, and strategy come together for an organization and for you is through a recent or covered job posting for Craigslist. Look at the characteristic of the ideal candidate, identify it in help one at you. Don't have to look too closely to see that if you are recent business student, the organization picture in the ad is looking for you. To post identified a number of functional expertise areas for target candidates. It is conceivable that this new position is quite important for business success. Therefore, we hope you are not surprised to see that beyond functional expertise, this business is looking for someone who has leadership, entrepreneurial, and strategic orient- orientation and skill. Now you have a better idea of what these key management principles cover. Planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Planning. Planning is a management function that involves setting goals and determining action to achieve those goals. Planning is a process consisting of several steps. The process begins with environmental scanning, which means that planners must be aware of the critical possibilities facing their organization in terms of their economic condition, competitors, and customers. Planners must then try to forecast future conditions. These estimates form the basis of planning. Planners must set goals, which are statements about what needs to be achieved and when. The planners must then identify alternative action to achieve the goal. After evaluating various alternatives, the planner must make a decision about the best course of action to achieve the goal. They must then formulate the necessary steps and ensure effective implementation of the plan. Strategic planning generally covers the entire organization and includes for form, formulation of objectives. Strategic planning is often based on the mission of the organization, which is very reason for its actions. Organizing. Organizing is a management function that involves developing an organizational structure and allocating human resources to ensure the achievement of goals. Organizing also involves the design of individual jobs in the organization. Decisions must be made about the duties and responsibilities of individual work, as well as the manner in which these tasks are performed. Organizing at a specific job level involves how the best design individual jobs in order to use human resources effectively. Leading. If managers are effective leaders, their subordinates will enthusiastically make effort to achieve organizational goals. Behavioral science has made many contributions to understanding this function of management. Personality research and the study of work attitudes provide important information on how managers can lead subordinates effectively. For example, this research tells us that to be effective at leading, manager must be understand the personalities, values, attitude, and emotion of their subordinates. Controlling. Control consists of three steps, which include 1. Setting performance standard, 2. Comparing actual performance with standards, and 3. Taking corrective action when necessary. Performance measurement can be done in several ways, depending on performance standards, including financial reports, sales reports, production results, customer satisfaction, and formal performance appraisals. The managerial function of control should not be confused with control in a behavioral or manipulative sense. This function does not imply that managers should seek to control or manipulate the personalities, values, attitudes, or emotions of their subordinates. In contrast, this management function concerns the role of the manager in taking the necessary action to ensure that the work-related activities of subordinates are consistent with and contribute to the achievement of organizational and departmental goals. Economic, social, and environmental performance. Economic performance. The economic performance of a company is a function of its success in generating profit for its owners, special, specifically through product innovation and efficient use of resources. Before turning to social and environmental performance, it is important to note that customers play a large role in economic profit. Profits accrue to the firm because customers are willing to pay a certain price for a product or service, as opposed to a higher or low price competitor's product or service. If customers are only willing to make purchases based on price, then the firm, at least in the face of competition, will only be able to make a profit if costs are kept under control. Social and environmental performance. With regard to social and environmental performance, it is equally important to think of as a form of benefit, social and environmental benefit to be precise. Increasingly, social and environmental performance topics are subject to their own subjects in the school curriculum in the business world. They are collectively referred to as corporate social responsibility. CSR is a concept in which organizations consider the interests of society by taking responsibility for the impact of their activities on customers, suppliers, employees, shareholders, communities, and the environment in all aspects of their operation. This organization voluntarily taking further steps to improve the quality of life of these employees and their families, as well as for local communities and the wider community. To companies that have long pioneer footprints and CSR, Urban Engineers, and S.C. Johnson. Their statement as to why they did this summarized in Table 1. One example of leading companies is with a strong CSR orientation capture many of the aspects just described. I return it to moderator.
Thank you, Monica Jen. And then next will be read by Aisha Ainalia.
Division of work. The division of labor must be adjusted to the abilities and expertise so that the implementation of work runs effectively. Therefore, in placing employees and principle of the right man in the right place must be applied. The division of labor must be rational or objective, not subjective, emotional, based on like and dislike. With the principle of the right man in the right place, it will warrant stability, smoothness, and work efficiency. A good division of labor is the key to organizing work. Carelessness in the division of labor will have a negative effect and may lead to failure in the implementation of work. Therefore, an experienced manager will place the division of labor as the main principle, which will be the starting point for uh, other principles. Next, next, authority and responsibility. Each employee in equipped with the authority to perform work and any inherent authority or responsibility. Authority and responsibility must be balanced. Every job must be able to provide an accountability in accordance with the authority. Therefore, the smaller the authority, the smaller the accountability, and vice versa. The great responsibility, the great responsibility lies with the top manager. The failure of a business does not lie with the employees, but lies at the top of the leadership because those who have the greatest authority are the top managers. Therefore, if top manager do not have the expertise and leadership, then the authority they have is a boomerang. Next, discipline. Discipline is a feeling of being obedient to the work that is the responsibility. This is discipline is closely related to authority. If the authority does not work properly, then discipline will be lost. Because of this, the holder of authority must be able to instill discipline in himself so that he has responsibility for the work in accordance with the authority that lives with him. Next, in carrying out work, unity of command. In carrying out work, employers must pay attention to the principles of unity of orders so that the implementation of work can be carried out properly. Employees must know to whom they are responsible in accordance with the authority they have received. An order coming from another manager to an employee will undermine the cost of authority and responsibility and the division of labor. Next, unity of direction. In carrying out their duties and responsibilities, employees need to be direct toward the goals. The unity of direction is closely related to the division of labor. The unity of direction also depends on the unity of the command in the execution of works. There can be two orders which lead to opposite direction. Therefore, it is necessary to have a clear flow from which employees are authorized to carry out their work and to whom they must know the limits of their authority and responsibility so that errors do not occur. The implementation of unity of direction cannot be separated from the division of labor, authority and responsibility, discipline, and unity of orders. Next, I return it to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Aisyah, Anaya. Uh, Anyway, it's an honor for me and my team to be able to make this presentation happen, and therefore we would like to thank you for giving us this opportunity. So thank you for your time and attention. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.